Morning. So today we'll see page properties. Do you have any doubts before going further?
Yeah, Subhash, so I have a couple of questions. So when we go for alternate stages,
When there is a business exception, we will go for alternate stages. Simple business exception means we want to go for alternate paths. Like in the case of hiring process, rejection is an alternate path. In the case of withdrawing something, which is not come under primary action. In general, we call them as business exception. When there is exception in the business, then we have to handle that. Generally, we go for alternate stages.
the alternate if your control goes to the alternate stage, so then process almost should be ended.
No, it's not like that. It's up to you. Again, you can go back to main stage.
Oh, can we route it to main process also?
Yes, just like if you general most of the times, but it will be ended.
Okay.
Okay.
I saw actually one what is it? In the case rule, in the advanced tab, I saw one option called remote case type. See, when we will use that remote case type checkbox option?
Remote case type generally will be useful if you want to remotely call this service. I mean, this what we call this activity. If you want to call this from other system, like remote means your system will be there. Your server is in one system, and some other application you want to trying to call this service through. I mean, call this case. In that case, we can make it as a remote.
Okay. And table type actually we have used as of now local list and prompt list, right? So table type always it should be static values population, or else can we integrate with the dynamic values as well?
Dynamic validation we cannot do at property level, so we can do it UI directly. We have some other ways. Dynamic one you can do. That we will see in coming up lessons when we discuss data pages and report definitions. You will get to know.
Okay.
Okay. So today we'll see like page level properties, how to add the page level properties, and then once we discuss this, we'll see the UI capabilities. So first I will show you from here, from the using case management, and I will also show you how to do it from the, let's say here I want to capture customer address, the customer details basically. So the customer, when I say customer, it may be having a lot of details, so obviously I need to go for a class. So if you want to do it from the case management perspective, you can just click on configure form, and enter the customer name, just customer, and then here select the complex types. You can see complex type object, list of object, object refers page, list of object refers page list. So object, And then we need to add the properties to this customer. So customer will be having name, I can say first name, last name, email, phone. So these are the things we need to see here. I click submit. System will create a class and then properties inside there and create a first data class and then create 4 properties in the data class and it create a work class. In the work class it will create a page property of type customer and then it will create a section as well. So all the things will be done by system automatically when you do it from the case manager. That's from the case design. Now if you run the case, you can actually see that. Customer first name, last name, email address, phone number, everything is designed. So if you see it's automated here, let me refresh App Explorer. This is a customer page property. You can see here single page customer. This is a pay of type single customer. If you go to this class will be having all the properties. Whatever the properties we added from the case designer, all the properties will be there here. See here. And the system also created user interface. With all these things. So here if you observe, the section is there in the data class. The main benefit of keeping the section in the data in the UI stuff in the data class is for the reusability. So if you create anything in the data class, we can reuse the same stuff across all the work classes. I have different work classes here. 𝐭𝐸𝐬, product 𝐭𝐸𝐬, future I may create one more case. So all those are work classes. So I can reuse the same customer stuff across all the work classes. That is why if something is reusable, if you see reusability of one section or something, you can keep that in the data layer itself. So because this is customer information, I may want to display the same customer information in the claim or as well as in the product claim. So if we keep the section only in the claim, product claim cannot see that because those are the siblings. Those are not the parent-child hierarchy. They cannot see that. But whatever you keep in the data layer, that is reusable across all the work layers. So if something is reusable, it may be any rule, you can keep directly in the data layer. So if you want to do the same thing manually, you can do. So first thing you need to do here is go to Data Explorer. Here you can just add the data type Let's say now I want to add address. I want to capture customer address. Here you can see in which layer you want to keep. You want to keep application data layer, or do you want to keep what to call organization data layer? So now I want to keep organization data layer. So I'm selecting STM data. STM data is the organization data layer. So here I am selecting organization layer rule set. So here let's say address line 1. Hello? Hello? Are you able to hear me? I cannot hear you.
Hello, Subhash.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, now it's okay. I lost your voice.
Okay.
After you created the customer object, I lost audio.
I think issue with your side only.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just creating the properties.
Subhash, I have a question. Actually, we created a customer object, right? Where we could see that customer object?
Where are we?
Where can we go and see the customer object?
In the
page object.
I have shown it here, right? Customer.
Okay, under property. Okay.
It will be always in the property only. This is just like a property only.
Okay.
So this is the created class, and then if you want to create the object for this manually, so based on the visibility again, you can, let's say I'm creating the work layer, data model. So property will be data model category. So property. So let's say address details. So create and open. Now I want to change it to single page. Single, so you can see when I select single page or page group or page list, system is asking me for page definition. So page definition is a class name. What type of object it is? So here this is the address object STM to give the class name data address. So property here also create single page is created. Out of the details. But here, if you want to create, say, and if there is a reusable tag for the section, there is no reusability directly you can create in the work layer. But if you see the reusability, again you can create the section in the data layer. Let's say STM. Data address. I can design the section. Section will be under data user interface category. Then we will see this now for later. For now, let me add it. So I configure the UI here. If I want to use this same UI in the work from the work layer, go to work layer, and I want to display the address details in the first screen, the customer details only, because it's a customer address. So I need to go for existing section, customer info. The same section what I will do here also. However, this section is embedded the same way. I can also embed this section. Here I need to go for clipboard page. There are two ways you can do this. This is one way. Like this you can do. You can directly embed that data layer section. If you don't want to, let's say the section is not available, in that case what you can do, you can normally drag the layout and then same thing. However you want to drag it, you can drag it from this. You can drag it, you can here also you can do two things. You can drag it from here or else you can drag it from here. Text input. Based on the type of the data you are capturing, just keep like that. Like address details dot address line 1. Like as I said, the notation will be something like this: page name and then property name. This is for retrieval or for display also same notation you need to follow. You can do it manually like this. If you want to drag directly from here, you can drag it from here.
Subhash, you have selected the page context type as use clipboard, right?
Yes, here. That is for first scenario.
Okay, so but real time, so that can we select that option?
Real time means everything is for the option is there means that somewhere we should use that something.
No, as a best practice. That means clipboard page means
clipboard page means so whatever you can see.
Only for memory, right? But clipboard memory, it would be available.
Yes, it's saying if the clipboard page is available, if the data is available on the memory, it's saying use that. And moreover, I mean, most of the time you will use like this only in the real times because this is the reusable. So the sections will be there in the data layer. If you want to call the data layer sections, so this is not the work layer section. You can see this is coming from STM data address.
Okay.
So this is the way you need to follow. Whether say some sections are there in the data layer, again you need to follow this way. So this alternate way I am showing, if the section is not available, the data layer, how you can do this.
Okay.
Okay. This is address details and address line 1. You can give like that, and you can drag something like this or else. So both are same. There won't be any difference in the runtime behavior. This is the design time we are changing. So this is one approach. If the data is the section is available in the in the data layer, you want to reuse that, you can use this way. And if you don't want to reuse that one, you can, if you want to get your own section, you can do like this way. So anything is fine. Both there won't be any change in the behavior. But we need to instantiate the so basically when you embed like that, when you embed sections, we need to instantiate, because of the section is the, let's say this is the first screen, right? Collect information the first screen. So if the page is not available in the clipboard, system cannot show that one. So we need to instantiate some value for the address details, however we did for customer. So for that we use address line 1, just will give some empty value here like this, something like this, so that you can see getting the section. Let me run the case. Now you can see both the things, customer and then address. So we don't have any heading here. You can also give heading for that if you want. Go to here and you can see display headers and titles. You can give something heading like this. Okay, and then I want to capture the address in the other section as well, like the product claim I want to deliver to customer. Here also I want to use the same thing. So here what I can do, can use configure form where all the address details are available. Here it's not displaying. Okay, so we need to manually, if you want to do, go to open, if you want to design the UI manually from the stack, first open the process and then we'll create the flow action. This is the flow action. This create the flow action if it is not available, and then create the section. Refer the section in the flow action. This section is also not available. We need to create it. Submit. So this is the section we need to do it. So everything I am doing it manually here. I am not using case designer. So without case designer I am configuring. Create the flow action, refer the section, and then call it here. Here you can again doing the same thing. Here you can give, just change the title here if you want, delivery address. So these are the two places where we can use that information. But we have product info as well. But for that, basically we need to first create one more page list, and then we need to create the page. At that time we will see this one. So for now we'll go for the section or walkthrough. So what are the capabilities of section? How can we design the UI? We will see now. So if you want to create the section manually, as I said, you need to go to user interface category and then section rule. The first thing is, whenever you create a section, automatically dynamic layout will come. What is the meaning of layout? First of all, so layout is nothing but aligning the elements. Layout means aligning the elements. How do you want to align the elements? How do you want to align the UI elements or UI controls, whatever you call? So here you call them elements. So how do you want to align it? So basically layout will dictate. Aligning means maybe stack format one by one, or it may be 2 rows per a column, 3 rows per a column, or so without labels, with labels. So how do you want to present it? You need to decide. That basically layout will be having. So we have dynamic layout. So the name indicates dynamic layout. So layout dictates the aligning of the elements. Dynamic layout dictates based on the resolution of the screen, the layout will be decided by the system automatically. So if I say, as I said, I have already shown that one. If you run the same case in the different scenarios in different screen resolutions. Let me open our case manager portal, end user portal, and let me run the case from here. So right now we will see this is coming 2 lines per 2 lines per, like on 2 rows, so 2 columns per row. So if you reduce the resolution to mobile, now you can see it's adjusting to stack format again. This is a stack. Stack means 1 by 1. This is also stack. Everything became stack. So but in the design time, I didn't keep stack format, right? So because of dynamic layouts, the dynamic layout is capable to convert it into corresponding. I mean, based on the resolution, system will automatically adjust its layout. But whatever the layout you are keeping here, that is for standard layout, standard resolution. If you reduce the resolution, or if you run the same application in different resolution devices, the system will automatically adjust the screen. So because of that one, we use dynamic layout is responsive capable. So it will automatically adjust your screens. So whenever you add it, automatically this layout will be added. And if you, even if you want to add it manually, also you can add. You can do it multiple ways. So you can see here layout option is there. You click on that. You can just drag it here instead of dynamic layout. That is one way. Our simplest way is, you can see here icons are there. These icons are there. This is for adding the dynamic layout only. Just select it, one dynamic layout, and add it. You can see you can add any number of layouts. This is the simplest way of adding the layouts. If you want to delete it, just click this symbol to delete it. And then, so once you add the layout, so basically we need to add the UI elements. The layout is just like a container kind of thing to hold all the elements. You can see drop any number of properties, sections, UI elements, and any other dynamic layouts. You need to add the properties. So you can see basic properties are there, advanced are there. So basic means, I think it's self-explanatory. Label, formatted text, text input, text area, icon, image, button, checkbox, radio buttons, link, date time, problem, down. Everything is self-explanatory. This is kind of HTML controls. Text input type, button, text input type, link, anchor tag. So generally, anyway, system will taking care of that one. This is the basic controls PEGA provides. You can just drag it whichever you need. So by default, everything will be stack format. want radio buttons, you can drag it here, something like this. This is called controls. These are the basic controls. Okay, you can also embed other UIL, other elements, UI sections as well. However, we embedded the section earlier. So these are the basic controls. Whichever you want to drag, you can just drag it here and configure that one. Text input means you are capturing the input, right? You need to give some property name to hold that value. The same for radio buttons. Something for all the other things, you need to give some property names. For labels, you don't need to give any property, just like a text. It is like a static text. So like that you can add controls. And then we have a lot of other layouts as well. So you can see the layout types are different. There are different types of layouts are there. So out of this, basically, two are deprecated. Two are deprecated, but still why they are given? The answer is just for backward compatibility. So when I say backward compatibility, so if someone migrates to latest versions from older versions like PEGA 5 and PEGA 6 versions to PEGA 7, so with the PEGA 6 and PEGA 5 versions, we don't have dynamic layouts. Dynamic layouts is introduced in the in PEGA 7 only. So in older versions, we don't have that dynamic layout concept. So in older versions, we have only smart layout and freeform layout is there. So, but when you migrate, you need to as a new version, you need to support that. You need to support the older version, and you need to give provision to the developer to convert them into latest available features. So to support that, basically system giving those two options. Even if you select, let's say for the new development, even if you select, system will give a violation or a warning kind of thing. Let's say I'm using smart layout, save it. When you save, we'll get a warning message on the top saying that you can see that this section contains layouts that have new alternatives. It won't stop you to use, but it is a violation. You can see it became a violation. You can see this color. So you can see you are getting a button as well, update layouts. So when
that means PEGA is strongly recommending do not go for smart layouts and freeform layouts nowadays.
Correct. We should not go. That is not. Those are not responsive. Those are meant for just for backward compatibilities. If you migrate your application to just support that, PEGA still have that options, but it is not meant for the new developments. Okay. Even if you use, system will give a warning like this, and system is giving the button like update layouts. You can just click that. Will be automatically converted into dynamic layout. Okay, so that means that we should not, for the deprecated layout, we should not use that. So remaining layouts, we have three layouts. If you remove smart layout and freeform layout, so we have dynamic layout, repeating layout, column layout. So dynamic layout we have seen. So repeating layout, as the name indicates, repeating layout. If you want to capture the information in the Excel format, like column row combination, so at that time you can give repeat grid. So for this you need to give page list as a source, because let's say I want to capture multiple candidate details or multiple customer data or multiple education details. In that case, what you can, so if you want to capture multiple education details means it may contain like institute name and then the percentage and then the year of pass, something like that. You have three columns, let's say, and then maybe the different rows under that. 10th class is one record, one row, intermediate is one row, graduation will become one row, postgraduate will become one row. Like that you can add any number of records. So if you want to build that kind of, if you want to capture multiple details of same type, you can go for a repeat. So the name indicates grid. Grid means the combination of row column. So grid is repeating. That column row column is repeating. For this you need to give the page list. So because this contains multiple records, right? To store the multiple records, obviously you can go for page list. So you need to give page list as a source for this to capture the information. So repeat grid will be useful not only for capturing, even if you want to display some information in the tabular format, like a row column combination in repeat grid. So it will be useful for both displaying the information as well as capturing the information. Just to show you that educational information, what I will do is, let me go to case designer. The custom actually that scenario is not there in this use case, but this to show you demonstration on that. The product info, not product info. Okay, the product info just added the educational information. Let's say. Later I will remove it. So this is I'm saying list of objects. So let's say here is the institute name. Loss year, percentage, just a score. Okay, let's say. Submit. So when I make a list of objects, system internally automatically clears the repeating layout. Or repeating it automatically will be used. So if you run the case, if you go to the next screen, in the next screen only we have captured that, right? Okay, if you go to next, you can see educational info, add item is coming, data is coming. So you can see column names, institute name, pass year score, 10th class, you can give like 2000 score 12. Add, if you want to add one more record, just click it, add item, intermediate. So we see this is a Excel sheet kind of thing. Columns are there, rows are there, and you are entering the data. Something like that, enter it, enter the score. If you want to delete it, do the same thing. Right? And if you want to delete the particular row, just click on that. See, something like this. So this is internal, this is developed using the repeat grid only. If you see the design time of this one, you have the design time for this. You can use lab UI again. If you don't remember the section name, use lab UI. What happened? Got struck.
Hello, Subhash.
Yeah, it got stuck. I'm trying. System got stuck. I'm trying to open the browser. So let me open the same case again. So this is, if you want to see the design time of this one, just go to live UI, use the live UI again, open the section. You can see this is the repeating grid layout only. So giving page list as a source, and then you can see the column names are configured and rows are configured. So this is how we can capture it. So if you want to display the details, anyway, in this use case we have a we need to display the product information, but we don't capture the product information. At that time I will show you how to configure this. So repeat grid for the and then the other layout is column layout. As the name indicate, column layout. If you want to divide the screen into two parts, let's say remove this one. So this is a screen, and you can see column layout by default is taking two column, sidebar, main bar. So sidebar is 30% out of, if you take 100% as a screen, the screen width, so 30% will go to for first column, second remaining 70% will go for the main column. If you want to see, let me add some basic control text. You can also see the preview for this. All the layouts other than the smart layout and freeform layout, all the layouts are responsive. So you can see the first column here is ending here, the second column is going to, there is using entire part, the remaining entire part. If you reduce the resolution, system will automatically convert this into other layout. You can see further, where is the other section? You can see column layout is not responsive, it seems. Let me convert into other layers. This is sidebar, main bar. Sidebar will be smaller and main bar will be the bigger. If you want to reverse it, you can also do it. Just expand the properties of the this column layout and then use the main bar, sidebar. So, but if you observe here, we can achieve the same thing using the, but if you want like 50-50%, you cannot achieve it here. You cannot achieve using the column layout, or if you want 30 equal number of sizes for all the layouts, you can achieve it here. So in that case, most of the times what we will do is we don't go for column layouts. You can see here this is coming like this, but if you see here now when I reduce the resolution, now it's coming responsive. So column layout, free dynamic layout, and repeat layout all are responsive in nature. So that is why we need to, system will recommend that one. So the alternative for column layout is, because here we are just using column layouts, you can achieve the same thing using dynamic layouts by just changing the layout type. Let's say inside this layout I want to use 2 more layouts. The same thing that they are doing. I'm adding 2 more layouts inside that one. You can see 2 more layouts are there, but I want to display side by side like this. So what you can do, just go for the top layout and change the layout type. So you can see stack means you want to stack means you want to keep the elements in the stack format one by one. Inline means everything in a single line. So grid double. So here I want to keep it in double line. You can see double line is coming. So it's coming side by side. So you can achieve the same thing. So column layout can be also achieved using the dynamic layout. And then one more, if you want to build a complex UI, what you can do is you can use the combination of dynamic layouts and column layout. Let's say I'm using column layout initially. So here again I want to use one more column layout. Inside the column I can use one more column layout. On the right hand side I'm using one more column layout. So like that, what happens, you are dividing the screen into multiple parts. You can make it dynamic here, like something like this. You can see, so this is one part, this is one part, this is one part. And here, so let's say you want to display image here, customer image, customer basic information side by side here. So this is customer basic information or something. Here you can display some other information. So if you want to build some kind of structure, or else here we have a list of elements are there. When you click on some layers, you want to display that information in this part. So like that, in that case, you can go for this kind of combination of layouts so that you can build a complex structure. Go for any level. So I'm stopping it for 2 levels to make it easy to understand easy. So you can go for inside again you can add any number of layouts. Again inside column layout, again if you want to add dynamic layout, you can also add dynamic layouts. You can see it is accepting dynamic layouts inside. Inside dynamic layout again you can use combination of layouts. You can use the column layout or repeating layout, anything is fine. So like that you can build according to requirements of the UI, you can build a combination of layouts as well. So system supports combination of the layouts as well. Or just you can drag the elements. So it may be any layouts, but a layout is meant for the aligning the UI elements. So you can drag the controls wherever you want to display and then configure them. That is the different types of layout and how to use them. So once you add the layouts, as I said, once you add the layouts, and you can design the layout type. So as I said, by default everything will be coming stack format. If you want to change it, this is applicable for all layouts. I'm showing it for one layout. So by default coming in stack format. Let's say your customer don't need the stack format, you want to go by 2 rows per a column and go for grid double. You can see 2 rows are coming. So 2 columns per a row, 2 rows, 2 columns per a row. If you want 3 columns per a row, go in a grid double, 3 columns per a row. Or if you want all in a line, so you don't want to go for all in a line, single line, go for inline. Like that, PEGA provides a lot of out-of-the-box layout types. Just go to configure the layout type and you can see other option is there. You can see a lot of, just click down arrow, system is providing a lot of other, what we call other layout types as well. So you can just because whenever you change something, the system is automatically changing the design time appearance as well. So you can easily get to know what is happening. So you don't need to remember these things. So based on the practice, automatically you will get to know these things. Let's say if you want to know, here this is like you can see without labels is coming, simple list. If you want to know, I mean, you want to display stack format, but the columns with the left side, the labels on the left side. You can see this will come. So by default, labels will come on the top. If you go for default, you can see labels on come in the top. So if you want to display like side labels on the left side and then right side, if you want to display the controls, you can use that way. So like that, you can see whatever you can see. You can just explore those things. What type of different layout are there, and see the change in that one. change the change in the look and feel on whichever you need. Just select that. Just like a trial and error kind of thing. You can try it, and you can, if it is feasible for your requirement, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can ignore that one. So like that, you can control the UI elements within the layout. What type of, how do you want to align this? You can select those things. So that is about layout. So we have the other options are there, layout, group, tab, and according different things are there. So if you want to display the what we call everything in the tab
and accordion,
that we will see tomorrow. So tomorrow is weekend, right? So we will see on Monday.
Monday is your Monday?
Yes, my Monday.
Okay. Subhash, so I have requested Ashok about weekend class also. Is it possible for you to continue weekend?
I mean, I cannot guarantee that one because already on the starting initial we have weekend batches as well. So weekend batches are there. We cannot continue. We cannot take any other classes. So, but once, I mean, the weekend batch will over for next week. By next week, I think after that we can see that one.
Okay. If any extra hours possible for you, then please let me know.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, are you working right now, or do you want to join early?
Working right now.
I mean, are you working on PEGA?
No. I had to join actually. So right now I'm working on SAP BPM.
Okay.
So from now, October 4th week onwards, I need to work on the PEGA project.
Okay. October 4th.
October 4th week onwards.
Okay. No problem.
October 4th week or else November 1st date is.
From day one, they won't give any work for you anyway. Some buffer time will be there for you to settle down. So by that time, it will be hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Vash. Have a nice weekend.
Yep. Bye. Just practice these things and let me know if you have any doubts.
Sure. I'll do it over the weekend. And apart from that, I'm doing that cloud-based also. PEGA is providing online work exercise system, right?
Okay.
That I'm doing. I'm planning